Welcome back, welcome back. Stint 4 is the wet stint. I'll just share this very quickly.
A long 2 hours ahead for some people. That's a certain. It's going to be a case of who's going to have the best time in the wet for the next couple of hours.
Yes, so we're just waiting for a couple of drivers, waiting for the NRG driver and also the can't remember the fucking acronym. Where's the 12-hour chat? CGA. Can you tag people from those teams for me, and I'll go through the teams while waiting,
CGA.
just to get them to get a move on. CGA, yeah. So Eli's team and NRG.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got BX back for Project Platypus with his massive lead, and Astro Stream back for Aero GT Purple. He's got the quickest guys in the cars now for this wet stint. We got Official doing a double stint here. He's going to do 3 out of the first 4 stints actually for AHR. He'll actually be 4th because we've got NRG waiting to join. Then we've got Viking Dog back in for Queen's Head and Oak, who also both of them did qualifying on the Wednesday. We've got Jack in again for Aero GT Emerald. Then we've got Fluffy Butt, you might remember from Esports, in for Slipstream Legends. Then we've got Mo Gaffer for Teabag. We've got Kaz for FGR. Vader is in for... Oh, I can hear myself. For Lost Tracking V-Crap. We've got Anonymous in for T3. Deck is in for the other Slipstream Legends cars. We've got Rich or Chunder in for my team, the Aero GT Blue. We've got Captain Eli in to do a double stint for his team, which is CGA, who are going to be starting just behind FGR, actually, and ahead of Vader. So that'll be P11 once NRG joins.
All right.
Where are NRG?
Which one? Depends which one of them's doing it. See if we can get if I can get all the catfish.
Just start spamming them. We're officially meant to be starting, so let me find the stream as well and get the chat up. Hello, if you're joining for this wet stint. This is always the fun one. Always changes. Oh, let's have a quick look at the weather conditions before we get started. So we're starting on RO7. Then it's going to RO6 and RO5, so getting a little bit drier. Then RO8, super heavy, 7, 8, so a really heavy middle stint of the race. And then the end, 5, 7, and then 8 again. So it's fluctuating, essentially. Right now on track, it is just on the bubble of inters and full wets, I reckon. 2/3 full of the water gauge. So what people start on, it might be a mixed bag. Some people might want to risk the inters, and some people might want to play it safe. It's got Mad Mickey in for a 3rd stint in a row, by the way. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No wonder he took a few minutes to rejoin.
Yeah, he did say that he was just joining us a second ago. Yeah, something tells me that if I was in this position, I'd probably want to go on the wets just to be safe, especially if I know what's coming. Because if I know what's coming, then the chances of things...
If it was me, I'd probably risk it on the inters, to be honest. I hope I didn't enter.
It certainly enters to start with the cars being dry, with the cars driving on the track to dry up, but the problem is, as soon as it starts getting any heavier than this, you're on the wrong tyre.
Yeah.
And we are slated to get it heavier than this. That's a certain. We are more than ready, more than able to, like, set to get more of this. Right, so BX from Astro, from Mikey, and then it's official, and then Viking in the top 5.
So let's see what everyone's starting out on, because ideally they don't want to be changing tyres when they come into the pits. So you've got BX who's going to risk it on the inters. Same with Astro. Mickey's got the wets on as official and Viking. Oak on the inters. So really 50-50 here. Jack on the inters, Fluffy on the wets, Gaffer on the wets, Kaz on the wets, Eli and Vader on the inters, Anonymous on the wets, and then Deck on the wets and Shunda on the inters. So, I don't know what to make of that. All the Aero boys are on the inters, so they have decided that it's going to dry up enough.
Roll the dice.
Yeah.
They're going to roll the dice to start with. Bear in mind that the first part of this lap doesn't really matter an awful lot, as long as you're sensible here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get yourself any damage. Keep yourself in. You don't really have to do too much about it. And I guess you can try and bide your time as much as possible here. I feel like that's what I'd be doing. Try and bide my time as much as I can to see what the direction is going forward.
Look at the difference here. If you're watching on stream, look at the weather gauge for BX. You can see it's gone 2/3 full, and he's already got quite a lot of blue in that final third. And you go back all the way down to Chunda, and it's under the 2/3 full. So that is the difference that being at the back makes when you are in GT7. For some reason, the physics really favors you if you're at the back and gives you less weather on the track to work with. So it's not really in your benefit to go on the wet tires compared to if you're at the front. And that creates an effect where everybody kind of closes up as time goes on in a shorter race. Obviously, there's already a huge field spread here. So we might see BX start to get caught a little bit if he's not careful.
I mean, it is still, what? Minute 21 second, I think. Oh, minute 18 now, actually, rather. The gap ended up between Perry and Keto.
Yeah.
So, if BX is going to struggle, he's going to have to struggle a hell of a lot just to have Astro be in a position to do anything whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah, there definitely needs to be some sort of damage, which is very possible. But it has to come from BX, and Astro needs to be pretty much perfect in this stint to really catch up. And Mad Mickey, official, Viking aren't out of the question either. I think the top 5 are all still in with a decent chance. I think Oak might have been the last person who isn't actually a lap down starting this stint.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jack and everyone down is at least a lap back.
Yeah, the problem for Oak is that he was basically a lap back regardless.
Yeah, he just avoided being a lap back.
Yeah, Wack almost getting lapped by Perry in the end. Right before everything that happened.
See if everyone's actually making it round. If anyone got any damage. Nope.
Everyone's playing it safe, and to be honest with you, rightfully so on this lap. If you are going board to the wall on this lap, then I'm not entirely sure why. You need to buy yourself time at this point in time to really get yourself acclimatized to the weather, to see where the weather is going, because obviously it's a long race, and
yes,
whilst you know what the weather slots are going to be, you don't exactly know how the weather slots are going to behave.
Yeah, I mean, best advice really would be just to fill up your tank to the absolute brim at this first lap, because you don't know when is going to be the best time to actually come in to change tyres. If it ends up drying, like in the RO5 weather slots, it could end up not raining at all for the entire slot, in which case you'd be caught out massively if you're on the wets, but it could still end up being wet weather conditions with R05. There is still a chance that that happens. So BX is slowing down. We've reached the Porsche curves. Everyone should be joining in pretty quickly now to enter the pit lane in formation here, and then await their gaps, essentially, from where they ended the last stint for their teams.
All right. All about 2 hours worth of who can make the least mistakes.
Everyone very close together there, so catching up pretty nicely at the back. No gaps.
BX and Astra on the intermediates. Mikey, official, Viking all on the wet, so there's a little bit of a split already going on. BX now into the pits and he'll be the first one to go.
Give the stream a thumbs up if you're watching. Got a few of you in there. Only 2 likes on the stream that I can see. Maybe we'll get noticed by people trying to watch the real Le Mans. They'll get confused and they might come and watch this instead. Out comes BX on the inters. He stayed out on the inters here. So this is the first real laps in proper wet conditions.
As I say, this is the test. This is the test, realistically, who's on the right tyre to start with. Right now, I think that on the track in particular where BX is, it's looking very much like a wet tyre track.
It is definitely wet conditions for BX right now, but that doesn't mean it'll stay like that in the next 3 or 4 laps. So he's taking a gamble that it's going to dry out, essentially.
Well, he had enough space to take that gamble, especially if the car behind him have also taken that gamble. Not really too much of a gamble in that scenario at that point.
We're nearly at the time where Astro should start changing.
Which is right now.
Maybe not yet. Oh, here we go.
I was about to say, it's 118. He is slow off the mark there.
This time is not the same time that the pit time is, by the way. Just to make things a little bit extra confusing. So he's going for a full tank. He did change his tyres, so he does lose a bit extra time to BX. 1 minute 22.
Change his tyres and then stay on the intermediates.
Yeah, interesting one. Keeps them warm though, at least.
Mike is starting to fill up now.
So he did change as well. He changed to inters.
Interesting. So everyone is on the opinion that it's an inters track at the moment then.
Same with officially, he did change his tyres as well.
Going to assume that the Vikings going to follow the same suit.
Yeah.
Everyone's switching to the intermediates to start with.
So there's our top
now
5.
I am very intrigued.
So BX going around the hairpin now. Let's see how Astro takes these corners. He's braking offline. There is better grip offline into these corners when it's raining. And he's really twitching coming out as well. We've got Mickey. We saw him spin a few times in the dry. Is he going to be able to keep it on track? Oh, it was really looking shaky in the braking zone there. Makes it through.
It does look like it is just coming back below that 2/3 mark.
Yeah.
On the track right now, the weather being a little bit lighter.
The rain definitely looks a little bit lighter, but it is still raining.
Official 9 seconds ahead of Viking.
I'm still waiting for everyone else to start making their pit stops as well.
I'd say Oak is going to be arm and a leg behind Bike and everything. And he's actually starting to go now.
Oh, BX very close to the wall there. Coming out of the hairpin, Astro. Official's giving himself a half second. It's the first little mistake.
Not a good time, and not a good time to take it early on, because you're just getting acclimatized to the kind of track conditions, and now all of a sudden you've given Viking a little bit of a look in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you couldn't really afford to do so.
Oak really twitchy here. Needs to keep his car pointing in the right way. Because it is full wet weather, really. Like, that is the safer option. These guys are really risking things by going out on the inters.
Jack's finally getting started.
Yep, BX already a lap up on these guys. So Jack comes out on the inters as well.
58 seconds off the back of Oak. Now, we don't really know about Oak's pace in the wet. Oak's pace in the dry is not significantly impressive. More often than not, especially when we watched him for Project Platypus over the last couple of seasons. So, you're going to have to find something in this session just to kind of prevent things going wrong.
A bit deep there for Mo, but it is definitely inters where Mo's driving.
Yeah.
Bit wetter for Mickey at the top. But look at this, Official is now only 2.6 ahead of Viking. Official really struggling in these wet conditions.
He's having a bit of a rough time, that's for certain.
I don't think the Ford GT is a very good car in the wet, to be fair. I've never seen it win a wet race.
I've barely ever seen it driven in a wet race, never mind
Yeah.
one.
FGR back on track after their disconnects. Kaz, pretty sure this is his first ever race in ALR. 36 seconds to catch Mo Gaffer. Let's see what he can do. Oh, he's off track.
24-second advantage to Eli as well. The Vader is starting as the Vader is starting to fuel back up, which means let the chaos commence. If it's anything of the sort which we saw in Suzuka at the very least.
Is this FGR Kazunori Yamauchi? Yes, it's Kaz. I'm sure it is. Yeah, that's why he hasn't ever. That's why he's not had time to do the evaluation race yet.
Imagine.
He's Vader out just ahead of Anonyma. These two will be fighting all stint, I reckon. Vader out for lost tracking.
It is all but dry where these two
are. Oh,
are.
yeah. Where is the rain? Now we've got Deck. And we've got Rich. Deck, tier 5 champion. Rich, tier 4 runner-up last season. So good to see how they match up against each other. Let's see what's going on with Official and Viking. Viking's not, well, he's just stayed around 2 seconds behind, so maybe it was just a mistake for Official and he's back to his normal pace. Look at this though, they're all struggling massively going around the chicane, trying to bring as much speed as possible through. Official's lost half a second there.
You're just trying not to hit those curbs. It's an entirely different thought process compared to what it is in the dry. In the dry, you're looking to keep the speed and just hit that curb as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Essentially. In the wet, you touch it, it's gonna slow you down because the nature of the corner, it's so slippery on the exit. And if it's so slippery on the exit, you can't get the throttle down as much without losing the back end or having the back end step out on you. And then that will burn the time as well, making it a half-second penalty.
So let's see what Vader can do. Vader was super quick. You might remember if you saw the Spa wet stint. Not the Spa, the Suzuka wet stint a few months ago. Overtaken loads of people, but then instantly, always at Spoon, spinning. He span about 7 times in those 2 hours. So we'll see. There's less opportunities to spin here. See what you can do. Looks like they're already cooling the tyres down.
Oh yeah, it looks like the actual drying line is all but ready to go to slicks.
I wonder if anyone will try the slicks.
No, the setting of the parts of these curbs are not really ready for it.
Something's happened with Deck. He's already dropped to the back here.
Damage on the rear.
He's got damage. Let's see if we can find it in a replay. No, he's already got it. So he must have hit a wall or something. Span out. Chunder probably wasn't involved because he doesn't have damage. And he's driven away. Half second for BX. And a 1 minute 14 lead.
BX, yeah, I'd say BX is struggling.
BX doesn't like the rain.
I did say.
He doesn't like the rain. Obviously, we're doing the wet race in Monday League at Le Mans this season. And he was begging for it not to be because he doesn't like the wet.
He does love Le Mans. It's been very much proven so far in this race. Which one? It'll be a case of which one counteracts.
Yeah.
Right now, Astro has a number again, and it's coming to the point where they are just slowly but surely going to gain that little bit of belief every single corner they go through.
Astro was
Aero
6
GT.
seconds faster, by the way, on that lap. That's crazy.
At what point do you just start believing again?
I think they could start believing now. I think that this isn't a done deal. BX is hemorrhaging time, and he's got a half-second penalty. Eli might have had a moment. I don't think he did. He was still ahead of Mickey. He was ahead of Mickey. Mickey had a half-second penalty, and now he's still ahead. So I think he hasn't. Maybe Vader's just being quick.
Technically, unbelievably in soft territory.
We are, especially at the back.
Large period of this track, yeah. Deck is having so many issues.
To be fair, it is still inters. It is still above the third full from the gauge, so it's not worth pitting.
Quite frankly, I'd only use this as inters because of the curbs. Le Mans needs you to take a lot of.
It's the safe option.
Yeah.
Vader's driven away from Anonymous as well.
If you didn't have to use the curbs so heavily here, I would be well and truly inclined to potentially take a look at the softs.
Kaz has gained 3 seconds on Mo Gaffer as well, but he's got a half second. This is the guy to watch, I think, in this stint. Oh, yeah.
I'd take gaining 3 seconds at every half-second penalty I earn.
Also, official's first lap was 10 seconds quicker than BX's.
The benefit of being behind people.
Yeah, they are driving on a bit of a drier track than BX, because BX is that far ahead. Oak's come in. Oh. He hasn't got damage. This is for tyres. He's going on the softs.
Oh, here we go. This is the big, real first decision that we've seen in this race.
I think this is going to be the only person to risk this. Oh my god. Okay, this is now an Oak stream. Sorry, guys. We need to see how this pans out. So he's going to come out just ahead of Jack. Maybe by about 10 seconds. He needs to be careful on this exit. Now look at that. It is dry. Look how low that water gauge goes. If he can keep it on the dry line, and Jack's followed him in. BX is just behind him. Yeah. So if BX, what was BX's lap time there? A 12. So it still wasn't quicker than official's time. Fluffy Butt's come in as well. Guys, I'm not sure about this.
I think it's interesting given the fact that we know there's rain coming down the line, and you can see how careful Oak is being to make sure that he does not touch a single damp line.
Yeah, absolutely. So look, he's at 4 minutes and 9 seconds off the lead of the race right now. So is that going to start coming down? That is the question. Oh, you have to be careful around here, especially. And he's done it. He's got out just fine. It does look like he's leaving BX in the dust a little bit. BX isn't as close as he was previously. Now we've got Jack out on the softs. We've got Fluffy Butt out on the softs. It is looking super dry. Yeah.
Everyone at the back is decided to come in.
Is this going to work? Is it going to bring them closer to the front, or are they going to be even further behind? This is the question. The rain is coming. The Inters are wearing pretty fast, though. Look at that on Vader's car. Because they overheating, clearly.
Yeah, because they're not. It's dry track. It is a dry track, pretty much.
So look at that. BX massively cooling his tyres down offline there. As Oak is driving away. Yeah. If they gain 5 seconds a lap, they need 6 to 8 laps to gain a pit stop. If they do that and they avoid the spins. Mo taking it really easy through there. So I think... Oh, Eli stayed on the Inters. So he's overtaking Kaz.
We're getting a very mixed bag.
Yeah, and the front runners, no one's come in. We've got Chunder in. He's going to go on the softs as well. It's quite late though. When is the rain coming?
Dex still running with the damage.
With the damage on the Inters.
I feel like we've been at the point where you've got to the point where like we've learned that the damage is absolutely crippling.
This is I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what strategy is better here.
I don't know, but I do know. All I do know is Astro is continuously closing BX down.
Yeah, and Oak is now gained 7 seconds on BX on this lap.
I don't know. It's more. Yeah, it's. If he gets about 5 laps worth of this situation, they'll gain a pit stop. It is a long 2 hours, you know.
Let's see what BX does. What does he think the right thing to do is? He's in a really tough spot because obviously he's got the lead of the race. He's carrying on, so he doesn't think pitting's the right thing to do. He wants to wait until more rain comes. Can he make those inters last, though? Or is he just going to have to stop the next time it rains anyway because his inters will be dead?
Yeah, but he's going to stop to the intermediates. It's still 1 pit stop, not 2. You still gain the ability to... You still gain the idea of a pit stop here at Le Mans if it goes to intermediates again. Even if you have to pit for a new tyre.
Look at this. Kaz on the softs versus Eli on the inters. Kaz has overtaken Eli.
The slaughter. He's going to drive all the way off now, as long as he keeps this off the cuts.
Yeah.
Look at that exit. Look at that exit.
That's the difference.
Is just an absolute ridiculousness. It's soft weather, and it's not particularly close.
So we're seeing Astro come in. This is pivotal for the race when getting this strategy right. And he doesn't think it's worth coming in.
The question you have to ask is, how long do you have? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Well, the thing is, the soft guys have to time it right to pit back to the wets again before it rains too hard on them. Because the track's already wet. You only need a little bit of weather to make it undrivable on the softs.
Yeah, that is very true.
The Inter runners will need rain in the next 2 laps to keep the tyres. Probably. I mean, there was 9 weather slots and there's 25 laps. So that's like 2.5 laps per weather slot. It starts raining properly again in maybe 3 laps. Look how far back BX is from Oak now. He came out just ahead of BX from the pit stop.
Yeah, well, it's 4 minutes now. It was 4:09. It's going to be very intriguing to see how this continues. The entire answer to whether this was worth it is entirely dependent on how long it goes without raining.
Look at that weather gauge. Absolutely nothing dry there. Yeah, complete dry line for Oak. How's Jack doing? Jack's basically stayed the same gap to Oak since he came out the pits. We're going to see some huge fastest laps come in here. And Kaz, compared to Captain Eli, yeah, Captain Eli's really falling away from Kaz. It's 8 seconds already. The problem is they've kind of snookered themselves, the guys on the Inters now. Because what do you put on? Softs for a couple of laps and then it rains again, and then you have to pit again. They have to try and wait for the rain, but they don't know when it's going to come.
Yeah, it doesn't look... I can't tell if it is raining. I think it might be.
It is raining again, yeah, you're right.
It's raining. It's raining.
It's raining.
I spotted that down the straight, but I wasn't entirely sure if I was just seeing things. It's raining again, and all of a sudden, those on the intermediates have got it right, because all they need to do is pit onto a new set of intermediates.
But look at where Oak is. It's still not wet enough to pit again for him. Although when you're going off track, it's really hairy.
Unfortunately for him, if it's still raining and it is going to get heavier, you don't have a choice. This has to be a pit stop.
He's in. He's coming in for the Inters again. Is he going to make it around? Oh, he just about.
But yeah, you have to stop, because if you go an extra lap around Le Mans, it's 4 minutes. You are chancing 4 minutes worth of weather, in which that is a bad idea. Just objectively a bad idea.
So, I think if everyone comes back into the pits now, it absolutely wasn't worth it. Let's have a look at Eli. He's down to 11 seconds behind Kaz. 12 seconds even. So is he going to start reeling them back in? But the problem is, look how worn his tyres already are. They're going to stop wearing now that it's started raining again, at least. But they're not going to have as much performance as they used to.
I was about to say, the question is now is, do you decide to pit again for fresh intermediates? You could run those intermediates on as they are. That's not an issue, but you will be guaranteed to be slower than everybody else that's just pit again. So do you just take the medicine and have 1 pit stop, or do you do like 1 pit stop instead of 2?
Well,
or
look,
do you try for none?
It stopped raining again.
It hasn't. No one fucking.
It has. Eli's windscreen wipers aren't going. Although other people's are. Maybe he just has them switched off. I don't know what.
I was about to say, I'm not entirely sure what screen you're looking at. But because
there's definitely rain on that. There's definitely rain. Okay, ignore me.
On my screen, on your share screen, the rain is coming down, and I can see it. It might need an eye test, Chief.
Well, everyone else is coming in. Jax came in. Fluffy Butts came in. Mogaff has come in. So this was a big mistake for them all, especially for Rich at the back.
Yeah.
Oh, where have you gone?
Yeah, it was. That is a very large trip into the gravel. Oh, he never got that stopped, and never looked like he was getting that stopped.
No, what are you doing?
And
that's not the right way.
Bad to worse for Aero GT.
Oh, and he's giving himself rear bumper damage.
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing, though, isn't it? Everyone will have to pit, because those on the intermediate tyres have worn their tyres so heavily down that, I mean, pitting eventually will be the idea.
So Eli lets Viking put a lap on him, and he's now only 6 seconds behind Mogaffer, who's already made 2 more pit stops than him on this wet stint. We're only on lap 6.
All of a sudden, everything that T-Bop did has been erased.
Yeah, but also Jack's in the same boat, Oak's in the same boat. Oak's now 454, dear.
Oh!
Also, he's on
mediums.
Yeah, what's he put on mediums for?
Why is he? What has Oak done? Oh, there has to be a misclick because that is. What the hell is that?
Yeah, but
choice
how
and
do you
it's not?
misclick? Because you start on the softs, you have to go left for the mediums and right for the inters. How do you misclick that? I mean, it's possible that he was that stupid.
What is that choice?
That's crazy. Do you think he came in, panicked? Maybe it wasn't raining in the pit lane when he ended up stopping. I don't know. Oh no!
You know what you're watching right now. This is what Maffio did in the first stint. The difference is at least Maffio had a reason to gamble.
Oh my goodness.
At least Maffio had a reason to believe that if you could survive that medium, that blue band of weather, you'd win the race.
This is a Project Platypus driver sabotaging Wack right now.
I don't even know what to. I don't even know what to say.
Matthew's in the chat.
Sorry, Maffio. Also not sorry.
Scott Rich finally back in the pits. Vader's down in 14th. He's actually been overtaken by Deck, who, when he didn't come into the pits on his inters, we were like, what's he doing? Because he's got so much damage, but he's actually gained 2 positions massively from it. Although he does really need to get rid of that damage sooner rather than later.
He really does need to get rid of that damage.
Kaz is out on the full wets. Interesting.
Well, it is going
Someone
to
spinning.
RO7 or RO8?
Oak span again.
Oh, this is the most depressing lap I've ever seen.
Let's stick with him. Let's stick with him.
Oh, Jesus. How do you make the mistake to go to mediums?
Oak put mediums by accident. Oh.
Yeah, we figured. We figured
I don't,
it would by accident.
how?
But we don't understand how.
How do you go? How is going left? Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. And now we're going to proper heavy weather. That's why. Oh dear.
And he's come round again. No, and he's not stopping either.
Jack actually does a really nice power slide. Oak is back on track here.
Astro's into the pits.
Astro's coming.
Now. Astro's into the pits. Oh, Mikey!
And Oak again.
Yeah, well, Oak. So
it's getting really heavy now. And this is actually the perfect time for the inters guys to come off because the rain is hitting up. You want to get back on at least fresh inters now as Fluffy Butt overtakes Oak. Oak comes in. Fluffy Butt's on the inters he's carrying on. He's on very fresh inters, actually. And Oak is going to...
Scandinavian flicking on the tyre section. Sorry. That got me, that comment has. No, you say it's pretty easy to misclick. I have misclicked that kind of thing before. But not
I've misclicked
mediums.
and put on softs again.
Maybe.
I've not misclicked the wrong way. So Captain Eli, who hasn't made a pit stop yet, goes up into 9th. Great start for Eli. Anonymous coming into the pits to get rid of his very worn inters this lap. Deck should follow him through. Vader is probably going to carry on for a bit. But BX now is leading from Mad Mickey by 1 minute and 46. Astro on fresh wets is going to be putting a lap on Fluffy Butt, hopefully. Yeah, yep. Fluffy Butt gets nice and out of the way.
So
he's 152.
Very much a wet tyre track at this point.
Got to use every tyre type.
Oh,
wait, actually, let's check if Oak's put on the hards then.
No,
he's on the full wets.
I don't
So
even know at this
he
point.
started on the inters, softs, mediums, wets. So he only has the hards left to put on to complete the set.
Wow. I don't even know what goes through the head to pick to somehow go the wrong way. And I mean, it has to be a panic click. It has to be. But usually that would, if you went back onto a second set of soft, you could go, oh yeah, you panic hit the button because you were panicking.
Okay, so second to fifth are separated by just 13 seconds here. So Viking's got a really good shot now, although he's going to have to pit fairly soon. Same with Official. Astro's gone on to the full wets and he's trying to track down Mickey. So really it's Mickey, Official and Viking really close together. They'll pit fairly quickly. And Astro's praying for really heavy rain now so that these wet tyres pay off for him.
Yeah. BX is also in a position where he's currently on one intermediate, so Astro needs anything to affect BX, realistically. Epsilon saying I'd rather put slicks on in the rain than forget to refuel. No. Just no, not in this situation anyway. BX is into the pits. So BX clearly agrees with Astro.
So will BX go on the inters or the wets? We are in full wet territory again, with the heaviness of this rain.
It looks like the pit lane's about to flood.
It does.
We've lost textures in the pit lane.
That is not a healthy looking pit lane. So they're waiting for BX. Mad Mickey about to serve a half second here. So Astro trying to catch up to him. Which he is doing massively now that the rain's picked up.
Yeah. Bracy has pulled out of one of the Slipstream Legend teams. So Epsilon's moved across, apparently.
Okay.
And then Mafia's doing Stint 5 and 6 for one of them.
Matthew's doing Stint 5 and 6 for his team, I'm assuming, that he did Stint 1 with.
Team, yeah. So he gets a redemption arc, at the very least.
Well, maybe. Unless he stays out in full wets again. Here we go, look at this. Mickey struggling. Oh, he saved it!
Get it!
How did he save that? He was absolutely sideways there.
That is unbelievably impressive that has not ended up in an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
Right, so now the question remains, what is the gap between BX and Astra? It was 114 or there and thereabouts.
Look at this. This is going to be the least amount of time since Stint 1, I think, between P1, well, BX's team and Astro's team anyway.
Well, legit anyway, considering
yeah,
did have a
taking pit stops into account.
38-second gap at one point in the last stint. 1 minute 7, so Astro has an opportunity to close
Wait,
that gap
is
down
Matthew's
even
team this one? I think it is.
yeah, I believe so.
And Epsilon's moved over to the winning the team that's higher. This one.
I believe so.
Well, he is the team manager. He could do what he wants. That's quite funny, though.
Yeah, Mafio's actually said that is the case. Yeah, he's doing the 5 and 6 for the team that's currently 13.
So Fluffy put 1.2 on the inters ahead of Mo Gaffer. Both of them on the inters, so they're trying to just weather the storm right now. Jack's on the inters. Mad Mickey still with that faster slapper 407.
Top 5 are all on wet, so right now I'm assuming.
Yeah, BX also went on the wets. I think he's got 2 laps on Chunder now. Yeah, he does. So Chunder's on the inters. So if he can manage to unlap himself, then we know it's Inter's weather, basically. Which it isn't yet.
Yeah. Definitely not yet.
So where is the action? Let's see. Mo versus Fluffy Butt seems to be the closest one. TBG versus Slipstream Legends. Oh, both of them going really deep there.
There's a corner there. I'm not sure either of them decided they were going to hit it.
No.
Bit of a mess.
They actually made it through, though, without any penalties or damage. To be fair, they've all been pretty good at avoiding the damage so far in this wet stint. Mo's running traction 5. Is he?
I can't say I blame him.
I mean, he's definitely got traction on. I mean, otherwise he'd definitely span there.
I'm telling you, I don't think the heavy traction assist on this level of rain is that much of a hindrance.
Yeah, I think 5 is still a bit much, if that's the case. I don't think he's on 5. I don't think you could keep
I
up.
used to when we were doing rain races all the time. I used to be on 5, and I was winning.
Really?
Going second in those races. Yeah, no,
they need to sort that out.
It's not a heavy disadvantage. If anything, it might actually help, especially if you're too heavy. If you're heavy-handed on the throttle, or heavy-footed, especially if you're on a wheel, 5 will help.
Like
for
that.
Exactly that reason. And look, he hadn't lost anything to Floppy Butt. Five is not that hard. Usually the rule that I go by when I'm doing this kind of stuff is 5 for full wets, 3 for intermediates, and then 1 or 0 to a drying track. That is usually the kind of the kind of idea I run with. So
should we turn traction control off for future
Well, you tried to kill people.
12-hour events? Put your thoughts in the chat.
How you tried to kill people? Nobody'd be able to go past me on like 3 seconds. 0 traction in the rain is absolute psycho move.
Oh, Mo's coming in. Why? He wants to put on the wets, but I don't think it's necessary. He was doing just fine.
I agree with that. Yeah, I was about to say I'm not sure I agree with that.
Where is Orc? Oh, someone... Eli just sliding around. He still hasn't come in for his first pit stop yet.
Where is Oak? Did he lose 3 minutes? I would be
Oak is 7 minutes down.
He'd lost 3 minutes and 3 seconds already. Ouch!
He might get this position on... No, actually, he's going to still be behind Mo.
Don't forget, Wack was 4 minutes to the dot. Ouch!
Eli strategy 25 intermediates, yeah. Oh no, he might actually be ahead of Mo. It's going to be close between them. Mo's coming out now on the full wets.
He's not good. Mo should have this. Surely. Yeah, Mo
he will. This. And he is out on the full wets as well. So who's still out on the inters?
Slide a little bit there.
Power slide.
He's not anymore. I was about to say power slide through the corner, keeping it together. It was just you came through him, and it was just him Tokyo drifting.
3 minute loss in 11 laps. Astro now 64 seconds off of BX. So his last lap was a 4:23. It was a 4:44 for BX, but that was an out lap, so we don't have a real comparison.
Yeah, right now, Astro's still... He's still gaining. He's still gaining the entire time. The thing is, he puts Keto in position. Especially if BX isn't doing the rest of the stints, he puts Keto in position to really put a number on Perry next one, because we know that Keto got the upper hand on Perry the entire way.
Is that what we said? It's going to be Keto next. Yeah, Keto next, and then Adam Slimer for the last 2 hours. Who passed, by the way, Hurricane's really strict you can join Aero GT tests. So
did Takada. I don't know what his plan is for Hurricane's plan is here. I am now intrigued because obviously his team is going to be doing an esports qualifying in due course.
when are they doing it? Tomorrow?
They are doing it tomorrow, I believe. I don't know why I've opened Football Chairman. Not going to get very far doing that.
Here we go.
Kaz is hunting down Eli.
Yeah, I think this is going to be... I mean, he was 5 seconds quicker than Eli on that previous lap. Eli on very worn inters in full wet conditions.
So Terra are doing theirs at 8 o'clock on 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So are Queen's Head and where the hell are Aero GT itself?
Oh, they don't need to do it.
Oh, they don't know yet.
They don't need to do it. Never mind.
Qualified, yeah.
They've already
They won the
qualified.
title.
We don't even know our own format.
Terra's doing it tomorrow. I got confused between the two teams.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, that they're admitting drivers to their first team, then Terra should get a lot better as well.
Terra are getting a lot better. They've got X90Gs joining them for this season, and I think, was it Anonymous joining them as well? To make room for these...
Simon.
Exactly.
That's not bad.
I think it was Anonymous. If it's not, it's someone of a similar pace.
They are doing theirs tomorrow, I know that much. 8 o'clock. Yeah.
1.2 seconds now, so Kaz has already halved this gap. Oh, it was Sam, not Anonymous. Very similar pace, I think, between those two.
Yeah.
That's why Anonymous must be staying in Aero then. Peckish is doing it. Okay.
That could be very interesting then. Could be very interesting for that team.
My prediction for Terra is they'll be in split 2, but they'll be top 5 this time round. Oh, here he comes.
This is just flying by him. He didn't even give him a chance. Didn't even give him a second lock-in. That was just...
good overtake.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eli knew as well, I think, that was not worth fighting. He's still up massively from the start of this race, is Captain Eli, so he's just trying to hold out to see what happens with the weather to decide what to do next. I think what he might be a bit nervous of is coming in a bit too early, because the tyres aren't wearing any more than they were previously, because it's too wet for the tyres to wear.
Yeah.
But I think he's probably nervous that he comes in too early and then the conditions change and then he has to come in again and then he loses all this good progress that he's made.
Well, he's gained essentially 2 positions here.
So just ahead of Viking is Mo Gaffer. Oak trying to get back into the top 10 after a very interesting start to this race.
That's been generous. Been an utterly catastrophic beginning to this race.
Oh, look at that. He's still power sliding through every corner as well. Such an aggressive driver in the wet.
We say that watching Viking do the exact same thing directly in front of him.
He's actually putting a bit of pressure on Viking here. Maybe they'll bump draft each other past Mo Gaffer. So these are Supras. Mo is in the advantage, which hasn't got the best straight line speed in the dry.
There you go.
He's flashing. I think he's flashing at them to be like, "Bump me!" It ain't happening.
Mo is under heavy fire here.
Whoa!
I think he might take his own team. Jesus, that was almost disastrous.
That was
got it slowed
pretty
down.
hairy.
Another day, GT's physics would have sent Viking into his... Oh, no, God again! Oh, God again!
Complete unforced error. Complete unforced error there. And there's 10 seconds gone.
He almost sent, well, he almost sent the other Queen's Head car into stratosphere. And then just gets far too much on the... Oak's wheel disconnected when he pitted. and then lagged a bit, so he chose mediums by mistake.
Okay.
Sure. That's one hell of a unfortunate error to make if that's genuinely the truth.
So Kaz up to 8th now. Already doing a good recovery drive. Next in his sights is Fluffy, 7.8 ahead. And then Jack's a further 28 seconds ahead of him. So Jack's having a great wet stint, to be fair to him. And where's Astro? What's Astro doing? 48 seconds!
Astro is flying.
So his last lap was a 4:22 compared to a 4:26 for BX. And this lap was a 4:43 and he's got front damage!
Oh, he has! Oh!
Oh, he already had it.
BX's...
We've missed a big mistake for BX, and this is what's going to bring Astro back into it.
Well, that'll be where all the times come from then, isn't it?
Yeah.
That mistake getting the damage. I don't know, we don't know what's caused it, but BX has blundered this, and in turn potentially blundered a minute lead. Because he might have to pit in due course here with that damage. I mean, he's gonna try and brave this, but the question is, for how long? How long do you realistically brave this, knowing that every single second you are taking here is an advantage? I guess another 5.
Yeah, let's go to the half second. And remember, we said quite a few laps ago, Rich came out on the inters, and BX was just behind him. And now, because of that mistake, Rich is ahead of him again. So he's basically, these last 5 laps, lapped at the exact same pace as the guy in last place.
Eesh. That is not a recipe to winning a race, that's a certain.
Astro now 41 seconds behind. He's gained another 5.
I mean, VX is going to bleed this time away because he's on with damage. And now he no longer has a pit stop advantage. Wow. He came in with... he came in with, what, minute 14 advantage or something of that nature, minute 18 advantage. And we're not even halfway through the stint, and one of those 2 pit stops he kind of had has disappeared. The problem is he's got damage now, so a pit stop advantage...
Pit stop right now puts him with Astro. Literally.
It puts him behind Astro.
Yeah.
Because you've got to fix the damage. You'll have to might have to put in a little bit of fuel. Don't actually know how long the field's going to last in the rain compared to in the dry.
This is crazy.
I'm pretty sure pit stop here and Astro might have the lead.
Is he going to pit? I mean, he's got 2 lots of damage as well. It's not just 1. 11 seconds off his own fastest lap, but it is raining a lot heavier, so you can't really take that into account. Down to 39. Astro needs to be careful. He nearly spat coming out of that corner. He's pushing super hard, but he's only 6 seconds down. BX was 11. And he's given himself a half second. I'm not surprised at that.
He can live with that.
Yeah.
He can live with that. I personally think he would... He isn't caring about that, to be honest with you. He sees an opportunity because he knows that BX... Well, I don't know if he knows if BX has got damage, but he knows BX is bleeding time like it's going out of fashion.
Did we miss Mickey coming into the pits? It looks like he made a pit stop recently. Put in a full tank. And he's dropped to 5th. So he's cooking up some sort of strategy, I think. Different to everyone else. I think everyone else is just trying to stay out as long as possible.
Wow. All of a sudden, the next 4 hours are going to become very, very interesting.
Yeah. They've lost a full minute, Project Platypus, so far. Since that last stint, including the last stint.
It's like watching England in a World Cup.
Yeah, you don't want to put yourself through it.
It's a bottle job. That's what this is. Especially if they don't get over the line now. Astro 40
Carries
seconds
on.
off the back of BX. Wow. Oh, another mistake! Oh no! For Astro, he's into the gravel! Astro into the gravel, and it's just starting to swing back again. It's all over the place, and Astro has pushed too much.
He has, but he's only lost 5 seconds. He was gaining that per lap. BX's last lap was a 31. His last lap was a 22. Now,
Yeah,
what'll be
the
interesting to see
problem
is he actually up on that 31, including the mistake? Because if he is, it doesn't really matter because he's going to catch BX.
The problem is what you've got there is time. And right now, time is of the essence for Astro.
No, he's a couple of seconds slower.
Yeah, time is of the essence for Astro because this is the best opportunity he will get at BX all day.
Yeah.
Without any question, without any doubt in my mind, this is as good of an opportunity he's going to get all day at BX.
Heavy rain again.
And as soon as this 25 laps goes down, that opportunity disappears with it. So each lap Astro makes a mistake is a lap that he's not catching, a lap that he's not taking advantage of BX's misfortunes, and a lap that he's not cutting the gap down.
Oh, Fluffy Butt's come in. He's doing the same as Mo. He thinks that he needs to get off these intermediates. Mo with the second penalty is going to take that position back off Fluffy. Now he's 13 off of Captain Eli. But he's got a second penalty. Kaz up to 7th now, so he is making his way through this field. On these wet tyres as well. So the wets were definitely the right call to make when everyone came into the pit. Some people realised it really late and decided to go into the wets now. BX, still on the wets, still holding out. Lost another couple of seconds to Astro. And he's getting driven away from by Rich, who's on the Inters. So that's how, even though the wets are the better tyre to be on right now, that damage is just allowing the Tier 4 driver to comfortably drive away from BX right now.
Yeah. Quite frankly, BX is screaming for the end of this race, pretty much at this point.
Yeah, but we're only halfway in.
Exactly. That's the problem. If you're BX, the entire aim is you have to get to the end, and you have the lead. That's it. That's the only aim now. Even though you've gone in with a minute and a half advantage, you'll be lucky to come out of this with an advantage. One thing's for certain: if he comes in, if Perry has to get back into the car, especially against Keita. We saw that match up earlier. And that gap isn't a minute, but instead, I don't know, 20 seconds. Keto will have him.
Yeah, you're right. Jack's sticking really nicely with Astro here. What tyre is Jack on? Jack's on the Inters and he's sticking with Astro. Interesting.
What's Jack's gap back to Kaz? Yeah.
27. His last lap was a 28, that was his best lap. 27 for Kaz, so Kaz is a second quicker. Needs a bit more than that.
He does, but Kaz started this behind what was TVG in that kind of company, so he's not done the worst at this stint to gain them a couple of positions.
Absolutely done a good job, yeah. Tearing his way through. Someone struggling a bit back here.
There's multiple penalties.
Hold on. Mad Mickey with a second and a half.
Official had a penalty as well, I'm pretty sure.
I think he might have. No, he already had it, never mind. Official had a pen. Oh yeah, he's got a second here.
I'd say there's penalties left, right and centre going on. Oak had a penalty as well, I know that much, which is just kicking a man while he's down.
Away he goes. Viking with 2 seconds. So the mistakes are creeping in. How'd you get 2 seconds? Multiple times off track, basically.
Yeah, same thing.
Look at how strong the wind is. That's why 10 meters a second.
Mode's got a penalty as well. Penalty left, right, and centre. Obviously, that's the one I picked up on earlier. When it came to the penalty, of just kicking a man while he's down.
So who's near each other? Let's see where the battle's coming. Oak's still trying to catch up to Mogaffer. He's got 6 seconds to try. Anonyma, actually not doing a bad job here. He's in 11th. Just ahead of Fluffy Butt, trying to catch him.
Yeah, SLS maybe not as bad as everyone imagined in the rain. It's been abysmal in the dry.
Well, SLS 12th and 13th currently. He's got some work to do.
Name we haven't said too much today is Vader. Surprisingly.
Yeah, he's
middle of nowhere.
Just not having a good time.
4:39 on the last lap, yeah, not a good sign.
Yeah, he lost 10 seconds on the last lap.
Would have put him right beside Dak.
Junda's come in and he's put on fresh inters. So he thinks that the weather's going to dry, and the weather is definitely going to dry at some point. Is this Eli's first pit stop? I think it is, you know.
It might be.
Because his fuel's pretty much gone. So he's trying the one stop. And he's come out on the full wets.
I mean, I can't say I blame him. Anonymous gained another position in turn. Which means he's having a fairly interesting race for that situation. 35 seconds is now the advantage for BX. That gap is ever coming down. The problem Astro currently has is that he doesn't have enough time.
Well, he's more than halved the gap so far. And we're halfway in, basically. Well, maybe just a little bit more.
He has, but BX has stemmed it just a little bit because where BX was... got a penalty. But where BX was losing, what was it, like 9 seconds a lap at one point?
Yeah.
He's not doing that anymore. That's not happening at this point in time, and it's kind of calmed itself down a little bit.
Well, he was 7 seconds quicker on that last lap. 34 compared to a 27.
In that regard, it should be, what, realistically targeting on lap 20, but...
Yeah.
You've got to get there first.
Oh, man. Astro catching up to Rich to put a lap on him because Rich made that extra pit stop.
Quite frankly, if Astro doesn't get it now, if Astro doesn't get it by the time this race finishes, I got a question if they're going to get a better opportunity than this the entire rest of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if BX is going to do the rest of the night in the dry, which we have already seen is a man on a mission. You're gonna have to. You have to take the advantage. You have to take the opportunity placed in front of you. Well, let's see if Astro's got enough in the tank to do that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that one. So 32 seconds was the gap there. Jack 3 minutes and 12 seconds behind Mad Mickey. So there really is a gap between P5 and 6. Kaz
is just slowly hunting Jack down.
Just let an official put a lap on him by the looks of it. Mo Gaffer 7 seconds up ahead of Oak. Oak with a 1.5 second penalty there. Brutal. Might bring Anonyma into it.
Yeah. Say that. Yeah, Anonyma.
And Fluffy Butt's right behind Anonyma. So we've got a 3-way battle for P9 here. Look at that, Oak's going super slow behind Anonyma. Right, it's game on.
Well, and truly game on. One thing I didn't think I'd say after this is, after this situation, after this stint, would be that Anonyma and T3 would be in a top 10 position.
I know. After the disconnect, yeah.
And that T3 being the one from Astro in the last stint that got dropped by, dropped into last at the end of last season.
Oak's gone wide.
Oak gone again. More mistakes from Oak, and it is just, where has he gone? How? Can we get a replay on that? I want to know where the hell he's managed.
Well, he's got damage. We missed that.
That's what causes the slide there.
Yeah, that's the first slide. Then I think
just
Anonymous spooks him, and he just, yeah, he's lucky the gravel's there. He actually got him back on track a lot quicker.
And now he's in. An absolute mess.
So he's gonna fall behind Eli now, as well.
And then Eli gets half second. So Oak has damage. He had no ability to control his car.
Still raining quite heavy.
It's. Does this go down as one of the worst stints anyone's ever put together? In the 12-hour series?
No, the Suzuka wet stints were hilarious. What about your stint in Spa? Your 1 hour stint where you went off track on lap 1 and into the wall.
I went, yeah, that's because 4 of us did that, including Nico.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, that wasn't the worst. It was a mistake. Whereas Oak has lost 4 minutes. Or 3 or 4 minutes overall with the damage in his errors. I a large chunk of them. I mean, maybe the worst was with I can't remember which one it was, but someone with like 14 had a 14-minute behind stint or whatever it was. At one of the two. I can't remember which one it was, but I remember that happening.
So is Vader catching Deck? That's the question. He's on Inters 4 minutes 28. Deck's on Wets 4 minutes 32. So Vader's enjoying the Inters a little bit more than Deck. He might get that position in a few laps.
Penalties galore, just all the way up the grid.
Everyone.
Anonymous in P9.
Anonymous trying to chase down Mo Gaffer now. 9 seconds. And then Jack 22 ahead of Kaz. I think it was 27 last time we spoke about it.
Yeah.
So he's getting caught.
9 seconds on Mikey.
He's going to have to pit soon because he's out of fuel. Actually, let's do a quick fuel check of everyone.
Obviously, BX's damage still persists.
He's going to stay out until he can only do one more pit stop until the end, I reckon. So he's got another... He could potentially pit next lap. Oh, he's coming in now!
Oh, this gets interesting.
Yeah, and he's going to lose time, remember, for... Yeah, he will, because he has to lose time for fixing his damage. Astro's got at least, I think 3 more laps, probably. So for the first time in a long time, Project Platypus won't be leading this race.
Multiple stints. It'll be the first time, I'm pretty sure, since the first stint in the race itself. Which was, funny enough, induced by the rain.
Yep. So BX's lap time's in the 30s when he's not been making mistakes after getting the damage. Apart from 126, which was really good. Apart from that, absolutely nowhere.
The rain giveth and the rain taketh away.
Yes.
Pretty much.
So he's trying to go to the end on this stint. And this is a big gamble, pitting with this long to go. He's gone out on the full wets.
On a full tank as well. I'm not entirely sure.
If it dries out, these wets, if there's a dry line, these wets will not make it to the end. He's 18 seconds back on Astro stream. Astro does have to make another pit stop. Astro has the advantage of being able to wait and to see what happens with the weather.
Yeah, he absolutely does. And he doesn't have to barrel down the time now either. He's in a position where, I mean, BX is now free of the damage, but obviously the damage itself has already been done to a large degree, where they've lost effectively an entire minute.
Viking up to third now as well, getting that team back into the podium positions. 10 seconds on Official, but Official is going to try and go to the end just like BX here on the full wets as well. It is not full wet conditions right now, it is Inters conditions.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is.
But the highest Inters... Oh, Mikey has a front bumper damage, by the way. But the highest Inters run is Jack, and he's 17 seconds behind Kaz, so he's made his final pit stop and gone for the Inters for the rest of the race. Which, when you're that far back off the lead, does benefit you in the water gauge a bit. Potentially a good decision.
It'll be a good decision in the short term anyway, that's a certain.
Yeah. Full wet still for Mo. He's going to pit soon. Anonymous going to have to pit soon. Fluffy Butt doesn't have to pit soon, but he will have to pit before the end of the race. Which could be a nice advantage to him, because he's got the benefit of time to wait and see what happens. Eli's probably just going to try and go all the way to the end. Deck's in. So this is
no
Deck's
choice.
second stop. Yeah, he didn't have a choice. So Vader's going to overtake him. Is he going to stay on the wets? That's the question. And then Chunda's still out on his Inters. I think he's going to have to make another pit stop as well.
It will definitely be interesting to see what kind of amount of fuel gets put in these cars, if some of them even need to go for fuel.
Well, yeah, because it's raining, there's not going to be as big of a strain on the fuel. That's why Eli is trying to do the one stop in the Viper, which definitely couldn't do it in the dry. So BX has come out. He has started gapping Viking. He's gone 2 seconds on Viking since he came out of the pits. Ooh, was someone off there? No.
Nope, Eli has a second penalty.
Kaz has this P6 now. Important P6, bit of a milestone, getting ahead of everyone where the big gap is, the 3 minutes now and 21 seconds to try and catch Mickey.
That would take some doing.
Yeah, at least Mickey's got some front bumper damage, so that's going to help him a little bit. But he's almost a full lap down.
Pretty much, yeah. About 30 seconds away, half a minute away from being entire full lap down.
Now, what's going on down here? Anonymous down to 7.6 behind Mo. 3 seconds a lap quicker as well. And then Fluffy Butt behind him, but half a second penalty being served right now. Let's ride on board with Anonymous for a bit. You can see the dry line. So these wet tyres are going to start overheating. Your dog's had enough.
Yep. 1 second.
Yeah, no one on the wet's deciding to get off them though. So who's the highest Inters runner? I said it was Jack. He's still 18 off the back of Kaz. Needs to pick up the pace a little bit and take advantage of this drier portion of the race. He should be safe from Viking. Viking's still on the wets. Yeah, he is definitely driving away from him there. See, 38 flat compared to a 38.9, so he's 9/10 quicker than Viking Jack in that first sector alone. So we are definitely in a portion of the race where the Inters are really benefiting. Viking trying really hard to keep these tyres cool. Astro extending his lead to 19 seconds right now. This is probably going to be his in-lap. So it is quite dry. He could opt for the Inters for the rest of the race, take advantage, but it is going to start raining towards the end again. So we don't know if that would be the best option. You can make the Inters work though when it's really wet. It's probably his best chance actually going on the Inters to try and catch Viking. He's got another couple of minutes, so he has to see what the weather's doing by the time he comes into the pits. Oh, and BX has a half second again. Lots and lots of penalties for BX on this stint, which we didn't see in the previous ones. He's actually losing a bit of time to Viking as well. Viking's only half a minute behind. Officials catching up to Viking now, 8.7 back. Jack is catching up to Kaz pretty quickly now as well. As the track continues to dry, it is still raining very, very lightly, but not enough to stop the track from actually drying. I wonder if we'll be in territory to actually see some more fastest laps. 4:07 is the current quickest. Obviously, you can get 10 seconds quicker than that in fully dry conditions, so there is a lot of scope to improve. And he is 7.8 seconds quicker than his own fastest lap. So we're looking at a high teens or low 20s lap here. Probably in the teens for Jack. And he's catching Kaz really fast as well. So who else is on the Inters apart from Jack? Astro's in. The only person, Deck with more damage on the Inters, and Rich, who's now under 9 minutes off of the lead, so he is catching time here. He just set a 4 minutes 17, 11 seconds quicker than any of his previous laps, so he's doing really well here. So that's 2 Aero cars setting fastest laps. Is Astro going to follow them? BX retakes the lead for now. Surely it's got to be Inters. Kaz in as well. He knows he's getting caught really quickly by Jack, and he knows he's out of fuel as well. So 85% in to go to the end. He's on the Inters. This is a huge moment now. You can hear the rain's just started as well, but it is definitely still Inters territory here. 23 seconds he's got to try and catch BX Royal here. Jackson's so well on... Oh! What happened there to Jack? He nearly spun. He managed to catch it. Kaz comes out on full wet, so he's put on... He actually didn't change his tyres. He's gone back out on the same set of wets, which you don't see very often. What about Anonymous? What's he going
to save time.
Yeah, just fueling up. Let's see what Anonymous comes out. He has. So Astro's out on the Inters, BX is out on the wets for the rest of the race. Anonymous, is he going to copy Astro? No, he stays on the wets. But look at this, it's still inters, but that water gauge is starting to rise again, because you can see as soon as Astro came out the pits, it started raining again, a bit more heavy. 24 seconds now, the gap between Astro and BX. Difficult to know if this was the right choice for Astro.
One thing's for certain, he's cut 40 or 50 seconds down, and somehow I don't know if this is enough to really give him any sort of a chance. It would be enough if they were going up against Perry, but if BX manned the car for the rest of the night, I think they'll run into a lot of trouble.
Viking's going to have to come in. Official isn't going to have to come in. So we'll see what Viking puts on his car.
One thing's for certain, the gaps at the front have come down considerably in this stint.
Definitely. Even Mickey's only 116 off the lead now.
So the top 5 are now within the gap of the lead. What separated 1 and 2 at the beginning of the stint.
Yeah, exactly. So that issue BX had is really bringing the field back together. Even Rich is back to not 2 laps down when he was lapped by the top 2 cars at one point. Now he's not even been lapped by BX yet again. And that's down to picking the inters.
It's just started raining again.
Yeah, it is quite heavy now. It's going to swing back in favour of the full wets now. Yeah, he's gaining on Astro now. I think Astro may have made the wrong choice. Pyro's just having some trouble connecting. He's given himself a half second though. So Astro really needs to hope for the rain to stop really soon, because he's starting to lose time now. And the likes of, well, not so much Viking, but Official could actually catch Astro. He's only 38 seconds off the lead as well. So he's really bringing his car back into it for AHR. Mo goes into the pits. So I'll promote Kaz back up into 7th.
Apparently, we'll try that again.
Did your internet go out?
The thing just, share screen just froze and it was just like, no.
And then it said, cannot chat with Pyro on my thing.
It would very much a cannot display host screen and just kicked me. Which is a fun time. Mo in the pits for the wets that are on the wets at the moment, then I assume that's to refuel just a little bit to the end of the session.
Yeah, not sure what he's going to put on, but I think the wets are the right thing to go on right now. I think Astra made a mistake. 3-second penalty for Mo.
That'll bring Eli into this quite heavily, even if Eli had the half-second penalty of his own.
Oh, and that'll bring him in even more. Mo completely missing that corner. He's going to have to get out of the way for Mickey in a second as well. God, Mo's struggling on these new tyres. Oh.
Mo just about kept it on the track, and then Mickey almost lost it entirely through the same corner. Eli giving him a bit of a bump to try and drag Eli close enough to Mo.
Eli's got to try and unlap himself. Mickey's got that damage, which is why he's so slow. And he doesn't want to give that position up. Oh dear.
Oh, that's not a good time. Oh.
Well, that's one way of getting the position for Eli. Just let them sort each other out.
Yeah.
Let's see what happened. Was there even contact, or was it just a spin?
Surprised Mickey got that slowed down.
It was a definite spin.
Definite
oh dear. Poor teabag. And they've lost a spot to Anonyma as well. He didn't get any damage.
Surprised, admittedly, that he got turned over. He didn't actually get anything else against him for that. He's also going to lose a substantial amount because he's going to go after. Oak's going to be able to go after him after his 3-second time penalty.
He is. He is indeed. Right, so TBG might finish the stint potentially outside the top 10. BX gaining on Astro now in these full wet conditions. Up to 28 seconds from 22 in just a lap and a half. Viking catching really quickly as well. But Viking has to pit again. Official doesn't have to pit again. And Official is only 8 seconds, less than 8 seconds behind Astro. So he could potentially finish this stint in second place right now.
That would be catastrophic for Astro, if honestly.
Yeah.
From what looked like a situation where he could actually win the race, you know, like where win the stint is, he'll take being 50 seconds closer, obviously, but if he loses the position, it will be, well, imagine that won't go down very well.
No. Here's Deck, 14th place. 8 minutes, 19 seconds off the lead. 43 behind Vader now. Vader 16 behind Fluffy Butt. Fluffy Butt over a minute behind Oak. And Oak himself is still 10 behind Mo, who's just serving that penalty. Vikings come in for his final stop. I think he might be the last person who needs to pit. I think Mickey needs to pit as well. Struggling. With all the damage as well.
Is not helping him, yeah. That bumper damage is not helping him in the
I know. I don't know why he's decided to stay out for so long. Because he could have made his final pit stop a lot earlier than this. Probably because of the weather. He's just not confident. I think I'd take the gamble though and get rid of the damage. Because he's dropping off the front really quickly now. And getting unlapped by people costs a lot of time. So in he comes. Anonymous completely missed that corner.
Turn there. That turn is somewhere over to his left hand side, and he is not hit it in the slightest.
Manages to avoid a penalty at least, but yeah, not the best. And Mo, after that 3-second penalty, is now 6 ahead of Oak. So Oak could at least end the stint in the top 10 still. Started 6th. BX up to 30 seconds lead. Got to put a lap once again on Rich. The amount of times that he's had to put this second lap on Rich. This is going to be the 3rd time that he's going to be putting a lap on Rich. Yeah.
Almost drops it again in the process. Problem is for everyone else is that BX has made this mistake and it has gone completely unpunished.
Yeah, he's starting to build up because Astro's made his own mistake with the tyre strategy. Unless it stops raining towards the end of the race, but it's still chucking it down. Look at this now, official only 4.6 behind Astro. He's really 6 seconds a lap quicker at the moment. So that's right on board with him. Let's see how quickly he can cut this lead down and get up into second. He's also massively cutting the gap to BX. Look at this time coming down as he's going down this straight.
Getting it to just above 34 seconds now. I mean, at the end of the day, he has definitely done a fantastic job. Official has done today in all three of his stints, realistically.
Yeah.
For AHR, what I think is their best showing in an ALR endurance race.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Obviously, still a long way to go and a long magnitude of things that could go wrong, but they have done. Official in particular has done a fantastic job throughout the first few stints of this one. He is still closing down on BX. The gap could easily still end on the inside at 30.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a three-way fight for the win here. Viking, by the way, came out on fresh wets for the rest of this stint. So the only one really at the top, in the top 5, on Inters is Astro. And he's suffering for it now.
Yeah, been suffering for a couple of laps now. And he made it to the wets. He could have had a real good shot at BX in this race, but it's going to be a decision that not looked on very fondly. That's for certain.
Yeah, he decides to go aggressive to try and catch BX, but I don't know. You knew the weather slots were going to get more heavy. That's the problem. And literally as soon as he left the pit lane, it started raining heavy.
Problem he got was that in chasing BX, he got too over ambitious in what BX is doing.
Yeah.
And didn't really focus on his own race. Which is easier said than done, obviously, because once you get the opportunity, you still have to try and take it. But you've got to look on the totality of the facts. And when BX made the mistake originally, what did Astro do? Immediately, gravel, lost 7 seconds.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
When he gets into an opportunity, BX sorts his tires out, goes on to wets. Astro onto intermediates. False. You've been given an opportunity which nobody else has had for the better part of about 6 or 7 hours by this point, and it has been completely blundered.
Yeah. By Astro, not by Official though. Now it's 1.9 seconds. And he's still gaining on BX as well. Obviously not as quickly as he's gaining on Astro, but this is showing that he's probably the quickest person on the track at the moment for pace. So 4:23 was his last lap. Astro's was a 27. BX's was a 26.
Yeah, Official had been smashing this at the end of this stint. That's the certain. He's gonna give whoever goes into the car for the final 2 stints an opportunity at the very least. Whatever they do with that opportunity is up to them. But he's done his part.
Yeah.
It's certainly given them a very strong situation for a podium, if nothing else.
Here we go. He's within a second now. He's going to get him, and then it's going to be a question of how big's the gap. Oh, nearly lost it as soon as I said that.
He's going to get him. Almost drops the ball immediately. Nobody is safe from the Ross curse.
Yeah, that was right on cue.
But the longer this goes, the worse the position I think Astro's in.
Yeah, because the rain's not letting up.
I reckon if you asked the team for Aero GT if there was a situation they saw Astro not being in the top 2 by the end of this race, I don't think they would say the answer to that question would be yes.
He's nearly 10 seconds down on when he came out the pits now, Astro. And I think I said at the start of the stream, I don't think the 4GT is very good in the wet.
Right. So it gets to the point where you say something, and I'm just going to start betting on the exact opposite happening.
Yeah. Something's going on with me, like the opposite of Oracle.
Wacky, it feels like it because he's done 3 in a row. He won't be doing all the stints remaining because Alessandro is doing at least 1. Anonymous got a 1.5 second time penalty, which will keep him away from Eli. Won't do too much damage in his fight against the terrorist there.
Oh, slowly catching Mo, but he's got a half second himself. Then there's a big gap down at Fluffy, who's getting caught himself by Vader, so Vader might end up in 12th by the end of this.
Another one on the intermediate tyres that hasn't really made a good choice.
Yeah, and now we've got a late pit for Rich.
On the return to the flooded pit lane, where we've lost all the textures.
Yeah.
Oh, half-second penalty for BX.
Well, when I was saying earlier, they all add up. They do when mistake gets made, it brings you back into it. But let's stick with this dude. He's 7/10 behind Astro now.
Yeah, Astro's going to be in the fire at the end of this, at the end of the Mulsanne straight. That's a certain. If it even gets that far. And then Official's got an opportunity to try and bring that gap as close to BX as humanly possible. In the last 2 or 3 laps, he's not even going to wait. Oh, he is going to elect to wait, actually. It looked like he was going to get the overspeed and an opportunity down the inside of the corner there. Just didn't take it, especially when it was available to him.
This straight's a great opportunity for him, though.
Opportunity realistically has to take you.
Here he goes.
Here we go. Official to the inside. An Official blasts on by. And up in a second for AHR, Apex Hunter Racing. And that just puts the nail in what has been an extremely bad decision from Astro.
Yeah, Aero GT down to 3rd. 34 seconds off the lead now. And probably going to struggle to keep up with Official for these last 3 and a bit laps. BX with a half second. Wants to keep at least that half a minute advantage over Official with 2 stints left. 3 hours left at the end of this one.
Especially, he wanted, first thing first, he wants to avoid mistakes! I was about to make the comment that he wants to avoid the mistakes and he hasn't! Straight off into the gravel, and that 33 is about to become 25 or less!
Let's see how he did it. Unforced error. Just sliding the car when he's braking, and then he just goes too deep. So is Official going to avoid that same fate? Yes, he does. It's that 33.8. It's going down, and it's going to continue going down throughout this whole straight. So that was about 5 seconds.
And the half-second penalty BX is about to take.
Yep.
Just to pile on a little bit further.
So there's a half second for BX. Official's already 20.
Already.
Yeah, 27.
27, sorry. Yeah, 27, just at the end of 28. It's going to turn into around about the 27-second mark. That's BX just choking away another 6 or 7 seconds. Roughly about a minute's worth of time that BX has thrown away in this session.
Yeah, easy.
It's actually going to come underneath 27 seconds now then.
So I was saying BX wants to have 30-second cushion at the end of this stint. That's almost definitely not happening at this point, because even Astro's under 30 seconds.
Yeah, surprisingly, after everything that's happened. It's... Well, if you're official now, you've had nothing to lose realistically since the beginning of the third stint after Amir gave you a car in 5th place.
Yeah.
So just go for it. You have absolutely nothing to lose from here. This is a place that you didn't remotely think yourself in at the beginning of the stint, so there's no reason for you to not go after this.
Super quick driver. So that was a 422. BX is off again!
BX is off again! Oh, he's into the gravel properly this time
mistake.
At the end! After the Dunlop Bridge, it's not Dunlop Bridge anymore, but that's what we're going to call it anyway. BX is all over the place, mistake after mistake, it is a choke! He's doing his best impression of the San Antonio Spurs. Whatever he's done, I think he should give up the next stint to Perry, because he needs to get back. He needs something here.
20 seconds.
Just to think about this. He needs the time just to take a break. And I don't know if the 15 minutes he's going to get now is 15 minutes he's going to get the end of the stint is going to be enough. Once we've got 3 seconds worth of penalties, I can only assume he pit.
Yeah, because he's down in 14th. Sure what's he doing? He's off track completely. Oh, how?
How you manage that? What could you have possibly done to manage that?
Well, we're not going to see it, are we? But that is crazy.
No, he must have had it before his pit stop.
But he's just come out of the pits and he's got huge damage.
He got 3 seconds of cutting the pit lane.
And he got 3 seconds for cutting the pit lane.
And he got, yeah, I'd say he got 5 different bits, 4 or 5 different bits of damage. He's cut the pit lane, got the 3 seconds of that, and I don't even know how you manage it. I can only think he hit the wall before the pit lane, but then botched the button. Otherwise, he's just had an absolute mare at the start of the lap. But there's no proper wall at the start of the lap.
First engine damage of the... well, you have to hit the wall really hard to get engine damage.
The question is, where? At the beginning of the lap, where's the wall to hit? I guess maybe turn... where the turn that BX just fell off at?
Yeah.
Like the next turn after that?
Potentially.
He just slid off?
What tyres is he on, actually? Well, he's about to get overtaken now for last place.
Somehow.
I think most just lost the position to Oak, I think, as well.
In what couldn't have been an arguably worse stint for Rich. He's somehow not last. Yeah, Oak just drives on by and it's fairly rudimentary, and then Mo just goes far too deep. That might... He actually just he just came back to track instead of taking a risk of a penalty or a reset.
And then Chunder was already ahead. Obviously, there's not much Fluffybutt can do doing a full lap on engine damage, going 170 kilometers an hour.
Yeah.
Well, this is the car that Epsilon switched from Deck's car into Fluffybutt's car.
I feel so
when
sorry
Fluffybutt was in
again.
8th place. Mattheo's going into Deck's car.
Oh, well, I'd say I feel sorry for them both, honestly, at this point.
Oops.
That's just
so,
all over the place.
2 more laps, it's all gone wrong for everyone. Apart from Official, who's now 18 seconds behind BX.
Yeah, I'd say the only people he hasn't gone wrong for is probably Kaz and official here then, probably the big winners of this one. GR gaining a couple of places back after their DC. And then the situation obviously with the leaders where Astro made a blunder in strategy, BX has made a blunder in the ability to drive. And officials just picking the bones of it at the moment.
Yeah, official there, 7 seconds quicker than BX on that lap. But he did have, that was the lap with the big mistake. But he is also 4 seconds a lap quicker than Astro on his inters. He's still fighting hard to keep track of. Viking now 55 seconds off the lead.
Never say never, apparently.
Well, he's catching Astro in these last 2 laps as well by a good chunk. So Astro was on a 26, Vikings on a 22. So basically 4 seconds quicker than Astro. So take another 8 off for the rest of the race, and Viking is only 48 seconds off of Astro at the end.
Long way back to 5th though.
Yeah, you have absolutely no pressure, Epsilon. The only way is up. I mean, is he in the pits yet? He's just come in. And for some reason, there's almost no laps left for Fluffy, but he's got a full tank of fuel.
Somehow don't think that matters now.
I don't know why. Yeah. But the maximum wait time at the end of this stint is 10.5 minutes, and he's hitting it. So
exceeding that by quite some margin. Because this gap is going to be well over the 11-minute mark to Fluffy.
I don't know if official made a little mistake, but the gap's back up to 20 seconds. Let's see this next stint time. Well, actually, we can't tell.
Currently 6 seconds down. Still gap in Astra.
Yeah, because Astro's 8 seconds down from his best time. So Jack is doing a pretty good job of catching the top 5, because he was almost 4 minutes down, and now he's 2 minutes 50 down. So him sticking out on the inters has actually worked out pretty nicely for him. 5 minutes off the lead.
Well. El Kaza Bay as well.
Yeah, Kaz trying to get as close to Jack as possible before the end of the stint. 17 seconds is the gap. And he's going quicker than he has done all race, which is pretty impressive stuff.
I do want to point out the big winner of this entire session, though, is Anonymous.
Spawning. Literally.
He has existed, made no mistakes, and gained at least a half dozen positions.
Yeah. Eli as well did very well. Oak is off track. Mo's gonna go past him.
On in the rejoin!
Oh dear, what's happening?
And the rejoin is absolutely tragic.
Yeah, Mo manages to get past though. On fresh or wet, so you'd think Mo could drive away at this point.
Another day, Mo doesn't realise as quickly and just plows straight into the side of Oak there. I have to commend
Battle of the Americans. Oh, Mo, that is not how you brake for that corner.
Oak's just about made it as well.
The amount of people that have met that gravel trap in this race. Pretty much everyone. Dex recovered pretty nicely from being in last place to being in 13th now. Chunder started last, at least he's not ending last, but then we've got Fluffy Butt, who's had a mare.
Yeah, he's certainly going to want to regret the last 10 laps at the very least.
Yeah. So, BX is on the final lap. I need to
16
start
seconds now.
Making my preparations on my sheet.
16 seconds, so that was 20. It's gone down 4 seconds from BX to official, which is not a good sign for BX as the time keeps tumbling away. He has blundered a minute plus, realistically, at the end of this session, compared to where he was at the beginning of the session. It's never really a great sign. Like Oka's ahead of Mo again after that incident.
Well, that was quick.
We saw Mo go off the track, so yeah, it's all over the place in some areas for some drivers here.
Yeah.
Astro's 14 seconds off the back of Official.
But he's still within the 30 of BX, so he's basically stayed BX's pace with BX's trips and mistakes, but Official now 16.
Astro Stream has given Keto an unnecessary amount of work to do here. if we're being honest.
Yeah.
And
this new guy at the end of the race, the unknown quantity.
Gotta get there first.
Yeah.
Gotta get there first. I personally think that I just think this gap should have been inside goal. DX almost dropping it again.
Yeah.
It's that same corner every single time from BX as well. It just does not look confident at all, and that gap is going to continue to tumble down.
I'm wondering if his tyres are messed up because of his trips into the gravel, you know?
Well, the gap is now 15 seconds. The gap is now, for the first time since the first stint, inside 15 seconds.
Crazy.
All of a sudden, the gap is just coming careening down. It was inside 15 seconds. It's almost about to be inside 14 seconds.
The rain's picking up as well.
BX may lead the end of this stint, but one thing's for certain, this is one that he's going to want to forget.
Yeah.
Because he has made this race interesting for no reason. I mean, he has made this race fairly interesting now. And then on another day, if Astro got that entire choice right, we could be genuinely looking in a situation where BX wouldn't have even been leading come the end of this session.
If Official knew about the pit time rule properly, he'd be leading this race.
Yeah, that is also true. He cost himself a ridiculous amount of time failing to start the car in the third stint. So, yeah, it's been a comedy of errors from everyone at the front, realistically, especially on this stint for first and third. And
this is what happens, and then you see a random team like in the podium positions, like the blue car for Aero GT getting a podium in Suzuka because all the top teams kept bottling it over and over again. But here comes BX. He's going to finish the stint. He's still going to have the lead. It is continuing to go down. It's down to 13.5 seconds now. Maybe down to 12 by the end.
A lead that was once 1 minute and 16 seconds. Sure as hell isn't 1 minute and 16 seconds anymore. It is looking inside 14 seconds, 13.5 currently. To Official is second. BX is going to survive this stint to stay in the lead for Project Platypus. But this would be an all-time choke if they lose it from here.
Yeah, the whole grid getting a bit closer. 14 seconds in the end ahead of Official, so a strong final stint there. Astro trying really hard to get within the 30-second mark. It looks like he's not going to be able to do it, especially with the rain picking up on this final lap again. 31 seconds, down from 22 when he came out the pits.
It's a rough end. It's a rough end of the stick there for Astro, making a really poor decision. A decision that may actually end up costing Aero GT the race. In its whole entirety, Kaz gained 3 positions after the 4 positions technically after the disconnect. So FGR recovering well, with Viking currently in 4th, inside a minute from the lead car, which is something that hasn't been said for a while since Zico in the second stint. Not last for Aero GT Blue, which is about as much as you could describe that stint was.
Yeah. So who are we waiting on? Mo Gaffer's going to be next.
Let's say Anonymous just came out. Oh, not a lot. English. Anonymous wasn't that long over the line. You got Mo next.
Anonymous, 5 minutes 40.
And then you got Mo to the line after that. He's about to turn on to the final straight.
Yeah,
here.
6:08. Ahead of Eli and Oak in the end, so I don't know what's happened there. Because Oak, remember, was ahead of Mo.
Yeah, again, more issues for Oak. Eli is about to cross the line. Eli's going to beat Mikey to it, so you have to go there first. Eli and then Oak. And then you can go to Mikey, I think. And then Oak after that. He just went over the line.
6:36.
And then to Mikey, I believe, is the next one over it.
Hold on, let me just double check down here. Fluffy Butt 10:55. I'm going to time out soon here. Deck 8:21, 7:49, 2:27.
Well then, everything just gets a slight bit more intriguing. How many seasons now have I been banging on about the mistakes from Project Platypus? I'm rearing their head again today.
Yeah.
I didn't also think that Aero GT would take the strategy from Project Platypus and implement it into their race. So that's what I wasn't expecting.
Really solid wet stint, always turns everything on its head. Here are the final results. Mad Mickey getting the fastest lap there in that little dry stint. On the inters though, the people who went on the softs couldn't get the softs to last long enough before it started raining again. There is the second page. We're going to end the stream now and get prepared for the next stint, which is a 1 hour stint.
Nice short one before we go toward the line.